Hello, so this is gonna be a part two of the love interest talk. So basically, this video is basically mostly, like I say, my opinion and how I feel the characters. And I think part one, I did mostly Tears of Demas and a little bit of Love Rush. So the next one will be more of the rest of the Love Rush. This one will be the rest of the Love Rush cast and Love and D Space. So here's Ans. He is my third favorite in Love Rush. He has a youthful and personality, I guess. He likes sweets and he loves to play video games. So he is a not stereotypical, but he reminds me of shoujo main character. You know, shoujo usually take place in high school, so the male lead tend to be a rich, popular guy who's good with everything. And of course, a bit of a tsundere because it was a favorite trope at those time too. Yeah, I think he reminded me a lot of a shoujo male lead. I don't know. He feels like your crush or your boyfriend at high school or middle school, right? He has definitely have that boyish charm. Uh, he's a tsundere, but not as bad of a tsundere to be honest. He's very affectionate. He flirts with the MC a lot too. I think he's really cute overall. He has a very good Japanese VA. I think his Japanese VA is my favorite out of the whole cast. He delivered very great emotional lines, and it got me really into the story even more. So far, I think he shines the best with Aang's story when he got like hurt or in pain. His voice sound really good. My favorite alternate version of him is the Mist City. So far, his alternate timeline or ultimate version of him specifically, is pretty consistent. Both have like Tsundere, and also like have good hearts still in a way. So he remained pretty consistent for so far, like all 4 or 5 stories. But I think the patriarch version of him, which is the image of him in the first image right here, where he wearing that military hat. I assume he's more manipulate in his empire evil version, but I didn't really play the story because I missed the event and I missed getting the card because I wasn't really into the game at the beginning until now. I play it more casual at the beginning. I think because it's just hard to digest all the stuff they're releasing. Now I started to play more, started to play all the main story more. I really got invested to the character, so I got addicted again, more strongly this time. So yeah, so similarity. I say Luke, Xavier, and Caleb. The similarity is the boyish charm. Like I feel like they're like your crush in high school or middle school. I feel like that's the feeling I get from them. Caleb only in the English VA, to be honest. His Japanese and other Japanese, Korean, and Chinese VA feel more mature. Definitely have the older bro type. His English VA has more the boy next door type voice or personality. Both all play video games for you, and I guess all of them are kind of never mind. I would say goofball, but I don't think Ansa's that much of a goofball to be honest. He's a very sweet character for sure. However, An has the tsundere, so he is different from the others. The others are more cheerful, goofy, a little bit more brighter. Oz he is pretty bright, but he's more like a tsundere character, sultry character. He's also very cute, but I don't know. The vibe is different from the other three, but they both have these like boyish charm to them. But yeah, I really like Ans, especially the so far. I'm so curious about his Mystery version because that is the most unhinged version of him so far that I know of. And his VA delivered really, really well. I really like how his VA play his unhingedness in this in the story. Love Rush, the angst is really good, in my opinion. One of the great angst in Otome Gacha. I would say Mr. Love have angst too, but I really liked how Love Rush delivered the story so far. But yeah, he is my third favorite. Usually when I pull for Alkei first and then Lars. Alkei and Lars tend to switch on and off depending what kind of car illustration it is, but usually I get both and pay the money. The currency in Love Rush is pretty difficult to be honest. And then Oz usually my third. Um, but of course I do pay for him too. At the end I got all three cars. But Oz is usually my third choice to get. But yeah, I really like him. I think the Spirit Realm story is where I started to really like his story, and also maybe his the more modern story where they went to a virtual reality world, not virtual reality, virtual movie thing. It's hard to explain. You have to play the story to know. I think what sold me the most is mostly his VA and how he delivered his line. To be honest, overall, I really like his character, and yeah. So next up is probably gonna be Clarence. So Clarence, the modern day Clarence, smart. He had that student. He's like a stick in the mud student council president personality, but of course out of that exterior, he's very nice and friendly. He's still nice and cordial to you at the beginning. He's just more stiff. He's very geeky. He likes live action figures, love action figures, and games. His alternate version is very stoic, cold, and distrustful. Their alternate version are like them basically, but different circumstances, right? So he is more logical in his alternate version because it's more harsher environment, and he's more stoic and distrustful. So he usually it's hard for you. It's hard for him or hard for you. Yeah, hard for you to gain his trust. Uh, he is a very icy cold, but very warm and good nature inside, obviously. Um, my favorite alternate version is his Godhead version. His Godhead version at the beginning is a very hateful character. I started to like him more in his route because you kind of know why he's doing what he does. I would say the Chosen One story is pretty interesting too, and that's another alternate version. So far, I'm very curious about his Mist City because I feel like his story is pretty interesting in that story too. So I mean, at that arc, I mean, but overall, he's a very interesting character. I will say his VA is might be my third favorite Japanese VA. He has a very interesting voice, especially his alternate version. I think his modern version and his alternate version kind of they switched tones. I believe. I feel like his alternate version is much more colder. He switched his voice to a little bit colder, which is very interesting. I think his voice overall is the most sexiest voice. I like how his tone switch a little bit. I say his is sexiest, and then Lars, and then I guess Lars and him are I consider sexy. Oz, I don't consider his voice sexy, and Alcade. So yeah. So yeah, his Godhead version is so far my favorite version. I like his spirit story as well. I think they're pretty even, his spirit version and Godhead version to be honest. But I think Godhead version I like the story better. But so he is my fourth favorite, even though his Godhead version is the first arc. Even though his arc is my favorite story wise, his character isn't very really my favorite type. I don't know why. I don't know. He just doesn't really screen. He doesn't really stand out to me, which is a weird thing to say, because his story is my favorite. Most of his story so far is really good, except for his Eden. His Eden story isn't really my favorite. Um, but I don't know. Maybe it's just his personality isn't really my type. To be honest, it just doesn't click with me. Similar to Vin and Tears of Demons, his personality doesn't click with me. And usually, I like manipulative characters. Sorry, I can't pronounce correctly, but yeah. So similarity, I think Vin and him are similar. That they're kind of logical, kind of obviously they have that nerd vibe in it too, but I guess that's the best way they're similar. Very logical, and they have glasses. I noticed that the picture doesn't really show him with glasses, but by default he does have glasses. But it's just that his birthday card and his alternate version doesn't have glasses. Zane, they are similar. I said they're very nerd. They have that stoicism at the beginning, but when you defrost them, they do show their childish side. Uh, he likes comics. He like comic books and games, while Zane does love sweet, and he does get cheeky and teasy, a little bit childish as sometimes. So I feel like they're similar in that, where they're stoic at the beginning, but they do have childish tendency. I guess that's the best word. Artem, very I guess very stoic at the beginning, but very soft when you get to know him. But I think Artem is way much softer at the beginning, because I think Artem already have a crush on Rosa at the beginning of the story. Clarence, I will say it's more like a stranger to lover trope. At the beginning, I don't think you really know him at the beginning. Unless there's a card I miss where they know each other way back and then they reunited again, but they don't remember, you know? But so far, you just met him in school, and then you went to the alternate timeline, and then you met him there. So it's more like stranger to lover trope with him. But yeah, he is my fourth favorite. I will still pull for his card if his card looks pretty or looks interesting. But he is not really my priority to pull compared to Lars, Ans, and Alkade. So yeah, overall he's a very good character. Just that he's just not my priority, basically. So he is Kale, and he is my least favorite. Mostly because I barely got to know him that much, to be honest. He is more of a newer edition of the LI. If you play the Spirit Realm arc, that's where you release his Affinity Gauge, basically. But overall, he they do sell his car at the not sell. They do release his car at the beginning. You just couldn't raise your affinity level with them at the beginning. So you had to play like four main story, or the release of four main story, for you to raise his affinity cap, basically dating him. For me, he's like the secret route in a Otome console game. Or the true route maybe too, but this is a live series, live story Otome, so there's no true route. Usually, a true route, I believe, is mostly in Otome Council, where there's less freedom, to be honest. You know, like, usually there's the poster boy. Usually the poster boy are the true route, which is, I feel like that the console Otome are more restricting, but live action mobile Otome game give you more freedom to choose whatever route that you deem true. So he has a meta guardianship with the MC. So he is her mother. He and her mother are colleagues. I guess that's they're colleagues. So they have like a, I guess, taboo, not really taboo. I'm not sure how you could explain it. A very controversial relationship. He is very elegant and cold, a bit of a sociopath. He has, like I say, he and the MC mother know each other for a pretty long time, so there is an age gap. But the MC, I don't know what age she is now, since she go to different timelines. She does stay in that world for many certain worlds for many years, since she's a traveler. So I don't consider the MC very much mortal as well. He is very protective with the MC, and he is an alien because he is the only love interest in the game so far that you can date that is actually from the Empire. So you see, most of the LI has an Empire version. He is actually from the Empire, so he is the alien. Just that the other allies, uh, Empire version is not the main version that you're romancing them in. So yeah. So the similarity, he's not that much similar to Xavier, to be honest. Vibe wise, Xavier's more. You could tell Xavier's story. He's more goofier. He's more like he's like a sleepy boy, have more boyish charm. Well, Kale is more elegant, and he's very much pretty boy. But they're similar as in they're both aliens in the story. They're basically aliens in the modern day you could date, basically. The main story, they're aliens that you could date. So Vin and him, kind of similar. I said they're both elegant characters, very regal. And Caleb, he's similar to Caleb. I said both have like kind of military theme a little bit, and also they have a controversial relationship with the MC. So Caleb, obviously, he's the adopted brother. Even though in English translation, he's your childhood friend, but I mean, childhood friend raised in the same roof with grandma. He's pretty much adopted brother in a roundabout way, you know. And Kale is, he take care of the MC. I thought he was a butler at the beginning, but he's not. He's her guardian. So he does take care of her, kind of raise her in a small length, I guess. So like I said, very controversial relationship. But remember, this is fiction, so you're reading for the story, not for a moral debate, you know. But overall, really interesting characters so far, and I'm curious what he gonna bring to the table even more. Like I say, I only finished his Spirit World story. His Spirit World story is okay, to be honest. It's not my favorite. But I do I'm curious about his Studio Torum story so far, because that one is pretty interesting. It explored a different aspect of Kale, his sociopathic tendency aspect, to be honest. Like I said, I really into very morally gray or very dark character, but at the same time, I really like really green flags as well. So very very interesting on his character, to be honest. Yeah, but like I say, he is last because I don't know him that well. Oh, and also one of the reasons why he's last is his VA. His Japanese VA for me isn't really my favorite. I don't know. Something about his tone is not my favorite type of voice. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just me, to be honest, personal preference. But yeah, overall, very interesting character. He's definitely a more pretty boy, very fantasy like character. Most of his cards are gorgeous. Like I say, I pull for both Clarence and him, even though those two aren't my favorite and not my priority. I will pull for them if their card looks interesting or they have very, very pretty art. Love Rush, even though I have the least favorite, none of them are characters I hate. It's hard for me to hate a character, to be honest, because like I say, it all depends on the writing, and I feel like the writing in this game portrayed them pretty well. And I'm very interested on their alter version as well. Like I say, their alter version shows like different aspects of them in different environments, so it's just much more interesting to read. So that's it for the Love Rush cast. So Love Rush compared to Tears of Demons, I feel like Love Rush is more fantasy related stuff. You can tell Kale, long hair, pretty boys with beautiful long hair. The design for Love Rush is much more different than Tears of Demons. So I feel like if you want into more like workplace romance and true crime, and more and the ally design is more into reality, Tears of Demons for you. If you're into more fantastical fantasy theme, Love Rush Chronicle is a good game for you to play as well. Both games have angst because Otome game need to have angst to make it interesting. But I feel like Love Rush angst is more fantastical, and Tears of Demons is more into like more grounded. I would say the best word to say it. But I will say Tears of Demon story kind of lost for me. Maybe because I'm not into true crime. There's only a certain arc that I really like in Tears of Demons. But to be honest, in Tears of Demons, I'm more into the characters than the main story. And Love Rush, I'm into the main story a little bit more than the characters. So next up, my favorite, Caleb. So to Love and Deep Space is my favorite game Otome game so far, mostly because of the quality of the game. One of the highest quality Otome games so far in mobile, and probably in console as well, because you don't see 3D Otome game with gameplay, you know. So I say Caleb is one of my favorite love interests of all time so far. Even so compared to all the console game and even a console game and mobile Otome game, I think Caleb is my favorite ally. So yeah, so this is Caleb. He is my favorite. So far at the beginning of not love, love at D space. Yeah. I'm a day one player, so I play at day one when they have the OG3, which is Xavier, Zane, and Raphael. Silas came after, but to be honest, four character at the beginning kind of battle each other. None of them are really my favorite. I would say Raphael is my least favorite ally so far, but they all kind of equal to each other because I think all of them have pretty interesting story. I think the writer Love of D Space is pretty good, but I think after Caleb of debut, I think he just become my favorite characters. Yeah, he just became my favorite compared to the other. Like, there's a huge gap, and he's just become my all-time favorite. I just really like his story, and I think the debut sell me on him. To be honest, I think they did so well capturing his emotion in the Kindle. It's just I don't know. They just done it so well. He becomes just my favorite character. Just to let you know, he is the more darker Li in Love and D Space. Love and D Space. I think. Well, to be honest, he's not as dark as you think he is. To be honest, but compared to the other love interests, he is the darkest. But the other love interest is getting there with their angst. To be honest. So let's talk about what he is. He has the pseudo incest trope. English is a childhood friend trope because they censoring the word brother, but technically he is your adopted brother. I mean, you both taken in by the same grandma, and you both get experimented together. So he is the adopted brother trope, to be honest. But they kind of censor it a lot in the English version. So there is a lot of time where some lines or some wording is a little bit iffy, like you don't know like it doesn't make sense because of the censoring, I guess, and it makes it kind of difficult to understand it a little bit. You kind of get weird, not weirded out. You kind of get confused. That because they kind of try to censor the word brother in the English translation. So this is just a warning if you watch. Play it in English version. To be honest, that's why some people play him in Japanese, Chinese, because it's more accurate to what his character and story is. Because the pseudo incest trope right here is really, really important to the story. To be honest, loss of Adam and Eve theme, and that is. Pseudo incest trope. The thing I hate about pseudo incest trope, to be honest, if it's just for fan service, right? But this one is actually part of the story. It's really, really important. You watch his myth. This is like very important thing. It's a lot about kinship and stuff like that, and I feel like it's such a waste for them to censor it. Because, like I say, this is a fictional story, and story is key. So if you take away something that important to the story, it's not for me. It's not really good. It's kind of like you kind of baby your viewers a little bit too. It's just my point of view, right? But I really love Caleb. I think his story is pretty interesting. I think that the tabooness is makes it very interesting. It's not really as taboo, you know, because like I say, they are adopted siblings. They're not blood related, right? So yeah. So he is a Arthur, warm and sunny character in the outside, but he has a lot of hidden trauma in the inside. A very traumatic way. He has a lot of self-sacrificing, like most of the allies, to be honest. But for some reason, he feel more intense. I don't know why. Just everything about him is just intense. He has a lot of he has like a very people call him the king of yearning for a reason. It shows a lot in his story. To be honest, you could tell like, oh, this guy wants me, right? But all the ally do yearn for the MC. But he for sure for some reason shows the most intensity. I don't know why. It's just everything about this character is very intense. So he's not very good character for people who doesn't like that much intensity. To be honest, intense emotion. He has a military theme going on. He is the far speed for far. I don't know how to pronounce it. Far space fleet colonel. I guess that's the right word. I don't know why I forgot the name of his the place he worked at, to be honest, because he is my favorite character. His story is my favorite story. But yeah, he has a military theme going on, so I think he is a very interesting character. So I will say his story isn't for you if you're not into very kind of darkish theme. To be honest, he's not that dark. I play console Otome where you actually date a very villainous character, and they're pretty dark. Yeah, so I don't think that Twitter agree with me. Lots of people think he was too extreme. For me, he's fairly light, especially the yandere. Yandere could go very insane. He is I would say he's not really a yandere. He has yandere tendency, but I don't think he's that much of a yandere, to be honest. He's a little too self-sacrificey. He definitely values the MC happiness compared to his own. Definitely more of a brother type character than a yandere. Like I said, he has a yandere tendency. You could tell that if he has a if he could romance with the MC, he would do it. But he has so much hesitation on romancing with her because, like I say, her happiness value all else. He's definitely have a more Big Brother theme going on here, to be honest, compared to the yandere. Like I say, all the LIs in Love and Disney has somewhat of a yandere aesthetic trait. That's the right word. Yandere trait. Raphael, Silas kind of stalk you, and Xavier stalk you. I think most of them stalk you, to be honest. But Xavier is very jealous as well. Um, Raph, I think the only one that is not really much have a yandere tendency is probably Zane. Zane is pretty much of a very green flag, to be honest. I would say, is he a yandere? I don't think so. He has yandere traits, and so is multiple of the ally. I feel like that's a common thing though in Otome. You want your love interest to be obsessed with the MC, to be honest, because it's better for the love interest to love you more than you love him, right? Technically, they are selling the male character, so they should love you way more than it's need to be, you know. But definitely have yandere traits. I feel like he's just a very traumatic character, and he does love the MC a lot. A very strong yearning for the MC. But I wouldn't consider him as that much of a yandere. Okay, so let's go with similarity. Luke and him, I think, is very similar. They have some kind of military background. Um, Both are very bright and heartthrob outside, but have deep emotional trauma in the inside. And Luke, I think Luke Perry kind of become his guardian. I mean, not Luke Perry. Rosa parents become Luke's guardian, so they are they kind of like childhood friend raised together trope going on, but I don't think Luke is like an official adopted sibling unless they censor that too. I just don't know about it. Caleb for sure is an adopted sibling with the MC. So next is Zane. Even though they're foils, they're very similar to each other as well. So Zane and Caleb both are a childhood friend with the MC, but of course Caleb is much raised much more closer to the MC, while Zane, they know each other at like a certain amount in childhood, and then they kind of got apart, and then they reunited again. But they are pretty protected with the MC as well. Caleb more like, I feel like his protective is more physical because he kind of know what's happening outside, while Zane kind of wants to protect the MC from himself a little bit, but also trying to cure her from her heart problems too. So they have a different way of protecting the MC, but they're also very they're similar that they want to protect her for sure. And next is Kill. Both have very taboo or controversial relationship with the MC, which is why I put them kind of similar. If you're into taboo stuff, I guess. Alcade, both have, I think it's the protected those that kind of go beyond, cross the line a little bit. I feel like those two are pretty similar. Very nice in the outside, but can go dark. But I think that's all I talk about Caleb. I think I talk a little too long about him too. So yeah, so next up will be Zane. So he is one of the OG3, and I think I was pretty lucky with his card compared to the other love interests at the beginning. Similar to Tears of Themis, where I have a lot of Marius cards for some reason, and that's why I'm really into Marius. Similar to Zane, where at the beginning I have a lot of Zane cards, and I got into him. I like him a little more than the rest of the allies, to be honest. But him and Xavier kind of tie on which cards I'm getting. Raphael was my least favorite, but I still try to get him as well. They're kind of in an equal play field, just like one is 1 inch better, 1 inch favorite than the other. But after Cyrus' debut, I like him and Zane pretty evenly, to be honest, at Xavier, and then Raphael. And then my favorites change again after Caleb debut, and then my favorites change again after that too, after a few months playing. So I have a lot of favorite ranking. My ranking on favorites change a lot in Love and D Space. Which makes sense. The main story is a little bit slow, so the more they release the story, the more your opinion change. But yeah. So Zane have the sugar and ice personality. Very icy, very stoic. Defrosted, very, you see a very cute, sweet man, basically. Yeah, so he loves sugar. He is a little bit childish. And he is, even though he's childish, he still has that mature vibe going. So, yeah, I really like him. I love, recently his card shows so much of his childishness and his playfulness as well. So, which makes sense because you kind of go, at the beginning, he is more stoic until you melt that, and then more cards release, and he shows more of himself to you. He is a very tragic person, more tragic than the others. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Every character is pretty tragic, but his, I don't know. It just feels more tragic. Similar to Caleb, where they have that similar theme as well, like a very sad theme. I guess that's the best word. But for some reason, I feel like Caleb theme is more dramatic. But I think the reason why he's more tragic because he's a good person. I feel like Silas, Xavier, Raphael, they have lots of tragic thing going, but I think they are not really considered as good. I think they're more morally gray. I guess that's the best word for it. But I feel like Zane is a good person, and I feel like it's just more tragic because he doesn't want to hurt people. He wants to do what's right, and lots of things happen to him. And I think that's why it just adds to his tragedy. I mean, like I said, you feel more bad if the person is genuinely good, right? So, yeah. And he is the childhood friend trope where they're kind of estranged at the beginning and then they return and then you fall in love, you know? But yeah. Similarity. He is similar to Luke. Childhood friend, Luke kind of be with Rosa a little bit longer, but he did got estranged by her, or like kind of disappear on her. Like I think in high school or college, he disappeared on her, and then he reunited her when she a working adult basically. Caleb, like I say in the previous, why they're similar already. It's kind of tiring to say it again, to be honest. And then Clarence, like I said before, very cold at the beginning, but when you defrost them, they're very childish, very cute, very warm. Overall, I think that's it for Zane. For Zane. I really like his character. I think his story is very good. I like the angst, obviously, but yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I really like how he's so soft now. He very childish and very cute. His spring of flower card is one of my favorite cards of him. And the main storyline, oh, I really love the main story. Showing more deep dive to how I guess Zane's suffering. That's the best word for it. But hopefully they have more update on the story soon, because right now I'm really into the his lore. Next is Xavier, and Xavier become my third favorite. So in the past, my third will be Silas, or my second will be Silas too. But now Xavier took over because of the Fallen Crown story. I don't know. It's just so his story in the Fallen Crown shows much more resilience. To be honest, his first myth wasn't really my favorite. I kind of got bored of it a little bit. His second myth got it really good. It just made me appreciate Xavier even more. So he become my third favorite now. So he is a quiet, sleepy boy, a bit of a weirdo. He kind of reminded me of Ki Ukizaki in Color X Malice or Nagi in Blue Lock. So far, he has a co-worker relationship with the MC. He also has a knight and queen thing with the MC relationship as well. Lots of also prince and knight reverse as well. He has the prince and star theme. His story tends to be funny in some of the event story. I think his writer does really well to make his story pretty funny. And out of all the allies, he shows the most jealousy, I believe. I think Caleb does show it in the past 4-star card. Even Zane show it in his 4-star cards. But I think Xavier shows the most. Spring of Flowers they show a little bit jealousy, but I think Xavier shows just more intense compared to the other ally that we see so far. And we like the jealousy thing. So yeah, if you like very jealous character, here you go. I mean, his jealousy isn't that toxic, to be honest. Toxic in real life, but not in story, you know? Okay, so similarity. So I would say he's kind of similar to Luke. Both have that star theme going on with them a little bit, and both have that boyish charm. Play video games with you, could be comfy with you. I mean, right now I show his picture of him being more princely and regal, but Xavier is pretty comfortable character. Most of his clothes in the, I guess you say current timeline has more comfortable clothes than a princely attire. So he either have comfortable clothes or princely attire with him. He's similar to On. Like I said, he has a more boyish theme. And he also similar to Lars that he is kind of eccentric and kind of weird as well. Lars is kind of eccentric and weird as well, to be honest. Both, like I say, they have some stuff that make people question them. Those two a lot, you know. But yeah, out of the theme of the allies, because some ally all the allies in Love and Decay has a certain theme in it. Kayla have a nostalgia, warm theme. You tell by the with him section. Uh, uh, but Zane has a more bluish theme, but also have a very simple theme, simplicity as well. Xavier has a very bright and I guess princely theme. You see, like I said, you can tell lots of their themes in with him section. I will say Xavier theme wise, like his merch and everything, is my favorite style. And then after that will be Raphael, because Raphael is more girlier. He has a more girlier theme. And then Caleb is my favorite theme. So after Fallen Crown, I do appreciate him a little bit more, and also his current cards as well. I similar to Zane, where the more cards released, the more you see Zane childish, playful side. Caleb is just much more of a goofball and more clingy as more of the card releases. He is kind of manipulative, but in a playful way, where he kind of guilt trip you for making you stay with him longer. So he definitely showed more of his cute side, and I really started to enjoy it. So yeah, he became my third favorite. And like I said, I enjoy his cards more. It's just much more funner. I always see I always to me, I feel like some of his cards is just much more funnier. His Cash 22 card, out of all, I think it's the funniest cards. The other cards are pretty serious, to be honest. But his, I don't know, it's definitely much more funny, and I enjoy it. I think that's all for Xavier. I don't know what else to talk about him, but yeah. So next up will be Silas. So Silas is one of the newer love interests. I wouldn't say newer. I mean, the reason why I say newer is the OG3 is kind of the oldest, and then Silas and Caleb is coming right after, which is why there's less of their cards. So for me, Silas debut doesn't really sell me on him. He's a sexy character for sure. He's one of the sexiest character, but like I say, his debut doesn't really sell me well on him. Not really my type of character, and his first myth doesn't really sit well with me, to be honest. I think his first myth isn't that great, but his dragon myth is the one that sold me on him, to be honest. And his Wonder and Wonder too. His Wonder and Wonder is what eased me up to him, and then his Dragon Myth is what makes me really like him. I would say he is similar to Clarence, as in his story is one of my favorites. He's very intriguing character. I do like his relationship with the MC. He's not really my type. He is like the bad boy trope, I will say. Like I say, he all these characters are complex. They don't really settle on one singular trope. But I would say his base is a bad boy type. He rode a motorcycle. He wears black. He's rich and he's a mafia boy. Lots of bad boy themes going on with him. He wear a collar and stuff like that. If you play a Otome game, he definitely fits the bad boy theme, right? Uh, he and MC have a power play rivalish relationship, and certain part where he has act like a mentorish like personality with her, like in the Cash 22, he is her mentor. He does try to teach the MC certain stuff. The mentor like is not really my favorite, mostly because of a personal issue where I don't like these type of characters. But like I say, it's just a small part, right? Uh, he has my least favorite MC though. People like the MC because they like her. I guess her. They think she's a bad girl, not bad girl. She thinks she's a strong character in in his in his story. For me personally, I think she's just too arrogant. She doesn't know. Like I say, people are mad at her because they're mean. She's mean to Silas, right? Which she should. He kidnapped her. He does lots of red flag stuff, so she should not trust him right off the bat. But for me, I did not like her because she's kind of arrogant, and the thing is arrogant, but you're strong. It's confidence, right? That's what. But if you're arrogant, but you're not as strong, you're still weaker than your opponent right there, right? But you act high and mighty. A not smart because when I read the main story, I feel like she's not that smart. Like I say, MC. The reason why they kind of dumb down or kind of make the MC kind of incompetent a little bit in certain part of the story is to make the LI shine, right? Because at the end we are dating, or they're selling the men, right? That's the main purpose of an Otome game, basically. But for me, I don't know. Like at the main story, she got captured by him. She was held, I guess, hostage, but she still act like she has the upper hand because she was pretty arrogant. For me, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't try to trigger my kidnapper. You know, I wouldn't try to make my kidnapper want to hurt me more. It's like I said, but she's lucky that the kidnapper is Silas, where Silas does love her in multiple timelines or something. Like I say, I feel like she's arrogant, but and she's it's like those character who talk to the MC, overpower MC. They talk how high and mighty, and then they got knocked out in a second. You know, it's like that. And you don't like those type of character, to be honest. But that's what I feel about her. But of course, she got a little bit better, mostly because now like Silas and her is in a relationship. I think they are more cutesy together. Not, but at the beginning, I did not like her with Silas that much. I like in Cloudfall, the Smith. She is a bit better. But like I said, she is my least favorite MC. I feel like she's just too cocky. It's just not my preference. I say I just don't like those type of character. I'm more into a type of character who is actually is more smarter. I feel like she's more like all bronze and brawn in here. No brain, all bronze, I guess. Which is okay. Some people like those type of characters, right? It's just not for me. But yeah, she is my least favorite MC. I say my favorite MC is usually Xavier MC and Zane MC. I feel like Xavier MC done pretty well. And Zane MC, where they're workaholic and they're supporting each other, I think that works really well too. And she is charming. She brings charm. She brings Zane playfulness out pretty well. And my third favorite is probably Caleb MC, where she's a little unhinged. So, yeah, like I said, Silas MC is just my least favorite. She's just not my type. The MC, I like, I think Love Rush Chronicles, the MC is pretty consistent. In Love and East Space, the MC changes, personality kind of changes depending on the love interest. I would say Xavier MC is much more funnier and playful. Raphael kind of tease a little bit. I think Raphael MC is pretty much more normal. Zayn MC, I think she's much more supportive, in my opinion. And Caleb MC is one of the most more stronger changes. Is that she is a little unhinged. And Silas MC is more, like I said, cocky and arrogant, right? They all fit to the fit with the love interest. So he is my second favorite VA, English VA. My first favorite VA is Caleb. Second is Silas, and third is Zane. Xavier is fourth, and Raphael is last on VA wise, English VA wise. Raphael is actually my first favorite in Japanese VA wise. I think Japanese VA is the opposite, where I like Raphael, and then I like Xavier. I like Caleb, and then Silas, and then Zane for Japanese VA. So the VH my favorites changes. I would say his aesthetic wise is my least favorite. He has a dark gothic aesthetic, also vampires, bad boys, lots of all the dark things coming on with this guy. Like in the with him section is his decoration is just more grungier. Like I say, least favorite. I'm not into the dark goth vibe, to be honest. Not my favorite. He is similar to Lars. I said they're kind of eccentric in a way, like to collect weird things, I guess. But I think that's it from that. To be honest, I don't think they're so far the games I play. Besides the console game has a lot of bad boy types. But the games I'm currently playing, he has not that much similar to any of the characters. I guess the only thing I remember that's similar to him is from a game that's not even in this PowerPoint right now. Is Mr. Love, and the character is Shaw. And Shaw is the bad boy type personality. his leather jacket and stuff. I think he is kind of similar with Shaw. I haven't played far in Mr. Love, to be honest, so I don't really remember any of Shaw's story. Um, and Shaw barely have cars as well because apparently he has some controversy about him. But yeah. So next is Raphael. He is my least favorite ally, but I still like I say, I like all the allies to be honest. I just have favorite rankings. And unfortunately, Raphael is my least priority character, but in multi banner, I pull for all of them to let you know. Which is ironic because he is his Marius, who is similar to him by I feel like a lot, is my favorite in Tears of Demons. But for some reason, he is my least favorite in Love and Deep Space. So Raphael is an eccentric artist. He is one of the love interests that is a mythical creature. He's a merman. I'm not sure about Silas. Silas is a dragon, but I'm not. I don't think he's a dragon in the in the current timeline. He might be a dragon in the alternate timeline. I don't know how the alternate works, but Raphael is one of the love interests that is a supernatural creature, which is a merman. I mean, if you count Xavier as an alien, but not really. I don't know. Xavier's more of a time traveler to be honest. And I think Philos is Earth, but I don't know. The lore is all weirded because there's barely any release on the main story. But he is one of the love interests that is a mythical that's rare. Is a merman, a mythical creature. I hope the sixth ally, or is it six? Yeah, the sixth ally will be a mythical creature as well, because I believe the theory is the allies are counterpart of each other's. So I hope that the sixth ally will be also a mythical creature. He is a pretty boy, one of the prettiest boys so far. I think he is the prettiest, and then Xavier is the second pretty one. He definitely have that K-pop idol vibe going on. But yeah, he is bratty, he is funny, but his current story, I think his current card release is a little bit darker. Definitely more into his assassination story because he is a assassin. So yeah, I think his story does get darker. I think his 4-star card is starting to get darker, and I think some of his 5-star card is getting a little bit darker, and maybe they're trying to prep us up to the main story as well, because we're still waiting for our Xavier and Raphael story right now. So his story is definitely getting more interesting. So I can't wait what in store for him to be honest. But yeah, similarity. He is similar to Marius. They have very kind of bratty personality, very funny, likes to tease the MC, very flirty as well. But I think Marius has more of a mature vibe going on compared to Raphael. Because Marius does have the CEO added trope on top of him. He is similar to Lars as in the eccentricity, uh, eccentric personality as well. Like I say, Lars is very eccentric. He's not an artist, but Lars appreciate art. So Lars buy stuff from the MC, who is an artist, because he appreciate her art. So I guess in a way, there's some not similar, but some common love for art there, you know. But overall, I think those two are similar. Mars is the most closest one, in my opinion. So I don't know what else to say about him. To be honest, like I said, I appreciate him. I really like his story, his characters. But he's just not my favorite. I think it might be. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know why he's not my favorite. I mean, he should be because he's so similar to Marius, but I don't know why he's not my favorite. Maybe it's his looks. I'm not into the pretty boy look. I'm more into the more handsome. I'm more into handsome characters than pretty characters, to be honest. But yeah, overall, I think that's it for this for the love interest discussion. So there's a reason why I like these three Otome mobile games and still playing it. I like the female leads. So the female leads are pretty strong. I think Love Rush is my favorite female lead, and then Rosa and the MC in Love and D Space. The issue with the MC with Love and D Space is she's too I guess she's so fluid. I guess that's the best way. Her personality highly depends on the love interest. While I feel like Rosa and Love Rush MC is more consistent. Makes sense because I feel like Love at D Space. The reason why the MC is more, I guess, fluid is because the MC is supposed to be more of you, more like you as a self insert, but at the same time, she has a personality. So I feel like the Love at D Space MC is a lot of mishmashing going on, while Love Rush and Tears of Demons, they more of a character compared to a self insert, in my opinion. But like I say, my favorite MC is probably Love Brush. Second is Rosa, and the third is Love in D Space. So the main thing is they have very strong MC, which I do enjoy, and I think the MC with personality does bring out more character to the LI, which is a good thing too. Because the thing about kind of self insert MC, such as I guess the best Otome game to mention is Amnesia. So Amnesia, the MC is kind of like doesn't speak. She's kind of dull, doesn't say anything, and it makes the Li talk seems like they're talking to themselves. They monologue a whole bunch of words, and the thing I finished Amnesia, and I do enjoy Amnesia for what it is, but the way that the Li talk is just so long. It feels like a Hoyle verse game. Cause like I say, the MC barely talk. It seems like the Li talk to themselves. That's why I say I feel it's always best when the MC has personality, cause they need something to speak to or go off on, to make the character more alive. Which is why I really love the MC in these three games. So I think that's it for this discussion, and that's maybe the next video I make is certain games that I quit and reason why I quit. Because I did review certain games before, and maybe you guys need an update because I do quit a lot of games. But yeah, I mean, just fun videos. Like I said, I'm into gaming, I'm into crocheting, I'm into drawing. So this is a great channel to talk about my hobbies. So that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching.